DePaul's president reaches an impasse with negotiators. That story and more next on Good Day DePaul. I'm Lena Gebhardt. Today's May 12th, day 13 of the encampment, and last night, the DePaul office of the president made an announcement via email stating that the university was disappointed that talks between the administration and negotiators had reached a point that President Robert Manuel described as an impasse. The DePaul Divestment Coalition has made it clear they have no plans to vacate the quad until all of their demands are met. The encampment on the Lincoln Park Quad is the last one remaining in Chicago.
I don't think this encampment's going to go anywhere. Just because there's no negotiations does not mean that we're going to just pack up and leave. Because as we said, I will personally pack up all these tents the minute they fully divest. That's all it takes for us to get out of here. And now we're all living in administration's hands.
On the evening of Saturday, May 11th, after several discussions with administrators, the protesters held a press conference on the quad. Chicago Alderman Byron Sigcho Lopez expressed his support for the encampment.
I have been direct witness of the multiple days that peaceful demonstrations have been on this campus. We have been encouraging more dialogue. We've been encouraging, of course, that the students use their voices. And yes, a part of this strategy, and I think is working, is divestment from the genocide that is affecting our people in Gaza and Palestine.
Student body president Parveen Mundi also spoke at the press conference.
I will be here with these students until DePaul divests. We are not going anywhere. I'm here to protect with every ounce of my being that I have these students' right to protest, and to do so without external forces interfering in a matter that the university could simply negotiate and come to the table in good faith and actually have a conversation about our demands. We will not back down from these thinly veiled threats and the university's decision to characterize our negotiation as a stalemate when we are wholly and fully willing to come to the table.
Earlier, the office of the president responded to the DePaul Divestment Coalition in a statement addressing some of the coalition's primary demands. The university says it's agreed to a number of steps. These include hosting a dialogue between Board of Trustees leadership and the coalition leadership. They've also agreed to 2 meetings between coalition representatives and members of the president's cabinet. For decades, Ronald Shupp has supported various social justice issues. Now, Shupp feels DePaul needs to divest.
I say, hey, DePaul, get on the ball. Divest now, once and for all. Because people have had it. People are fed up. The whole world is fed up.
So far, the university has addressed 2 of the 10 major demands presented to the university by the Divestment Coalition. The university faces pressure to address the situation on the Lincoln Park Quad as graduation and fest are fast approaching. According to Hena Ayesh, the threat of a forced removal from the quad doesn't intimidate the Divestment Coalition or its supporters.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were already, we knew what the risks are before we got into this, so we already prepared for, possible raids. However, I will say, though, if DePaul did go forth with raids, that would contradict all of their values, as, during, the Black Lives Matter movement, they vowed to protect their students from, police brutality and declared support for humanitarian issues. But I guess when it comes to Palestine, that's the issue.
As of now, it's uncertain what a path forward might look like. For Good Day DePaul, I'm Lena Gebhardt.
Hi, I'm Samantha Davis, and this is Good Day DePaul Sports. The DePaul men's tennis team went to the NCAA tournament for the 3rd time in 4 years. They faced the number 5 ranked Kentucky Wildcats in Lexington, Kentucky on May 3rd in the first round of the tournament. The Blue Demons fell 4-0 and were eliminated from the tournament. The DePaul men's tennis team went to the NCAA tournament for the 3rd time in 4 years. They faced the number 5 ranked Kentucky Wildcats in Lexington, Kentucky on May 3rd in the first round of the tournament. The Blue Demons fell 4-0 and were eliminated. DePaul, playing in the gray uniforms, entered the match fresh off their 3rd Big East title and with 5 consecutive victories. The last time the Blue Demons and Wildcats met was also in the first round of the NCAA tournament in 2022. DePaul came in with a 14-9 overall record and first in the Big East, and Kentucky entered 24-2, first in the SEC. The Wildcats have 2 of the top 80 players in the country and the number 4 ranked doubles team, and ended up being too tough, ending DePaul's season with a 4-0 victory.
And Kentucky wins 4-0.
Prior to the NCAA tournament, the tennis team took some honors. Leon Huck, Mateo Ianquinto, and Pablo Torres Almeida were all named to the Big East first team. Coach Matt Brothers, along with assistants Leo Hua and Brian Livingston, were named the Big East Coaching Staff of the Year. The women's tennis team also claimed some awards, with Hannah Smith named to the All-Big East first team and Eleanor Nobbs to the second team. The women's team got to the Big East title match for the 11th time in program history. In track and field, DePaul's Billy Martin was named the Big East Women's Field Athlete of the Week after achieving a new personal best of 59.18 meters in hammer throw in the Drake relays. Martin ranked second in the Big East and 68th in the nation. To round out Big East honors, Artemy Yolovenko on the men's golf team finished third in the Big East Championship in South Carolina. This was the second best all-time by a DePaul golfer in the Big East Championship and best since 2019. New DePaul men's basketball coach Chris Holtman has completed his first year's recruiting class. Sophomore Layden Blocker is transferring from Arkansas State to DePaul for the final roster spot. The 6'2" guard was a 4-star recruit out of high school and averaged 3.7 points and 1.6 rebounds with the Razorbacks, and will have 3 years of eligibility. Lastly, the softball season came to an end for DePaul after they dropped 2 of their last 3 games to Seton Hall. The Blue Demons finished 9-38 overall and 4-19 in the Big East. They missed advancing to the Big East tournament after placing last in the standings. Only the first 6 teams qualify for the tournament. And that's all for this edition of Good Day DePaul. I'm Samantha Davis. Thanks for watching.